Hello there, welcome back to Jennie Designs with Paper. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. I'm working with a card kit, so get comfy and let's get crafty. Today I am working with the January 2026 Hero Arts Card Kit of the Month. I subscribed to this. I paid for this out of my own pocket. This was not sent to me, but my goal today is to make a card using, hopefully, only Hero Arts products and only the products from this bag or this kit if I can help it, minus glue and stuff like that. So this kit comes with cardstock, and the colors in the cardstock are chiffon, Bellini, coral, beeswax, carrot, peridot, rainforest fawn, and truffle. So there's this little postcard I'm going to keep with it just so that I know which colored cardstock so I can add more if I want to. The stamp set is called Special Delivery, and it comes with coordinating dies. It's got some stamps, some postcards, some birds, a snail, some flowers, a mailbox, a stamp, and a little post for the mailbox. One of the die cut sets is called Postbox Die Cut, and this has a whole bunch of dies that you can create a little mailbox, a bundle of flowers. There's also a bird and a snail in that one as well. And the second die set is called Mini Note Card Die Set. And this has a small note card and an envelope die with a bunch of embellishments like stamps and flowers and the ribbon and everything. So I am going to use these products and the cardstock to make a card. I'm going to use the Postbox die set for the card. I'm not going to use all of the little flowers and things. I'm just going to use the mailbox, the flap, and the envelope. So I am going to create a mailbox out of this truffle colored cardstock. And then I use the fawn cardstock for the top part of the mailbox. For the yellow or gold accents, I used the, let's see, what colors did I use? Carrot and beeswax, maybe? I don't remember. It wasn't carrot because it wasn't that dark. But I don't know. I used to, yeah, I think it was the carrot and the beeswax, even though it doesn't look quite that orange in real life. So I'm going to use the die for the word letters, and I'm also going to use the little filigree dies down in the corner. And so I will do the background with the darker yellow, and the foreground with the lighter yellow. Funny story, when I put this together, I used the letters instead of the letter plate. So I just threw the letter plate into the envelope I keep the die set with, and I'll use that again another time. I also used the dark brown and the darker yellow to create the slot in the top of the mailbox, but you end up not seeing that because it's covered up by the envelope. For the envelope, originally I pulled out that fawn cardstock and used it again, and a little bit of the pink, like chiffon, I think was the color, for the background of it, because the envelope is really cool the way it die cuts. It actually, the top flap opens a little bit, but it did kind of make the stability of the die a little bit questionable. So I took this pink, that's the chiffon pink, and I cut around it just with my die cut or my trimmer and glued that to the back just so that it would be a little bit more sturdy. I also used the majority of the other part of that chiffon for the front of our card, the front panel of our card. Eventually, I did not like the tone-on-tone with the fawn cardstock for the mailbox and the fawn cardstock for the envelope. So I went back and die cut a pink envelope, which just turns out to be pink on pink. But anyway, no worries. My card base is fawn cardstock. And it is a top folding portrait style card. So it is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. And when you use a scoring tool to score it, the bump that, you push down on the top, the bump that becomes the inside. You're burying the worm, I think is how I heard Kathy Zilski say it. So we're going to go ahead and start assembling things. Sorry if you can hear my clock ding-dinging. I'm just going to start by putting the letter plate together, and I am not going to make you watch this all, but I am going to zoom it in just a little bit. So when I cut the letters out, like the word letters, out of the light yellow cardstock. They all stayed in the strip. I'm like, perfect. I don't have to worry about spacing because in my brain, I was using the letters, not the actual plate, right? Anyway, it's all good. So I put a little bit of glue on the back of each individual letter and then added it to the dark yellow backing. And that's when I realized I was probably supposed to do this the other way around, but whatever. So then the slit for the top of the mailbox. So this mailbox die is really cute. It has two lids, a closed lid and an open lid. And the closed lid also has these little dies for the slit in the top. And I chose to use the closed lid and then put the envelope down in that crease that is in between the lid and the front of the mailbox. So I really did not need those, like the die cuts for the slit, the envelope slit in the top of the mailbox, but whatever. That's the fun part of the first time you play with new craft supplies, right? You're figuring out how they all work out. So I just put that label on the front in the middle-ish. Again, we're measuring with our eyes, which means it's not exactly accurate, but we are not mathing any more than is absolutely necessary. The black background I'm working on today, that is a new black glass mat from Glassworks that my husband and my kiddos got me for my birthday, and I am loving it. It's from, Glassboard Studios, I think is the company. Yep. And I'm loving it, but I'm having to readjust my lights a little bit because I don't want like the light from my ceiling fan to reflect in it and stuff. So we're playing around with how to make this work, but I love it. I have a blue glass mat, but it tends to make the color of things look a little bit wonky. So I asked for the black one and I got it for my birthday. So yay, my husband is amazing. All right, so here I am putting that little piece of pink cardstock that I kind of trimmed the corners around a little bit so they wouldn't hang out on the back of that envelope, and I'm sticking it in there, and I'm like, oh goody, tan on tan on tan. So I edited out the part where I cut out a new pink envelope and a new little piece of pink paper and glued that together for stability. And then I thought, oh, this is kind of pink on pink on pink, so let's do a little bit of ink blending. So I pulled out the Spun Sugar Distress Oxide ink and a foam blending tool and went around the edges of the envelope, but then I hadn't foam blended like the die cut edges. So, and then I glued them down, right? So how are you going to do that? Well, Q-tips. Q-tips are the answer to all of my problems today, at least in my craft room. They are not solving the problem of what I'm going to do if we do actually get 2 feet of snow this weekend. Cross your fingers. Pray for those of us in this storm path, and pray for everybody who has already had it, because did you all see that car accident in northern Minnesota? Holy cow, 100 cars. Anyway, back to the card. My brain is, it's jumping all over. The pink cardstock that I used, the chiffon, it was just a little bit boring still, even with the ink blending around the edge. So I grabbed a embossing folder. And unfortunately, I don't have any from Hero Arts that would kind of go with this kit. So I grabbed this very old Stampin' Up! Embossing folder. It's called Framed Tulips. You cannot get this anymore, I don't think. I have had this. This is like one of the first embossing folders I ever bought. Back when I was using a Cuttlebug. Yeah. So I am also taking the foam blender and going over very softly just the raised edges of the tulips around the border. And that kind of woke up that paper a little bit. It kind of made it a little bit less boring. And then I decided I better grab that, do some more ink blending. So I grabbed vintage, oh gosh, what's it called? Let me look in my drawer here. It's called Frayed Burlap. I grabbed the Frayed Burlap Distress Oxide ink, went around the edges of my mailbox, and again, there's that die cut line. Went over it with a Q-tip and a finger. Again, not something you're really even going to notice, except that when I slide the envelope in there, it does give it a shadow that looks really nice. So, and here's when I realized, oh, I didn't really need to worry about those die cuts on the flap anyway, but again, I digress. Whatever. And just because I can't leave well enough alone, I decided to grab the stamp set and grab those 3 little there's a package, an envelope, and a postcard stamp, and I put them old school on acrylic block, and I grabbed that Spun Sugar Distress Oxide ink and inked up those stamps. And I'm just going to stamp into the background. This is all for texture. In fact, when I look at the card right now, you see almost none of it. You see almost none of it. So, you know, it's just because I wanted to. And it's my craft room. I can stamp needlessly if I want to. And needlessly, that's not even needlessly. I can stamp needlessly if I want to. Not that I can speak proper English. I did go ahead and go around the card base with that frayed burlap distress oxide ink as well. And now it's assembly time. I'm going to throw a little bit of double-sided adhesive on the back of this card panel with my Scotch ATG double-sided adhesive. And I'm going to use the grid lines in my craft mat to kind of line up my cards so I can make sure it's centered, eyeballed centered. Again, we're not mathing, we're crafting. I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape. This is the Altenew foam tape. I think I probably do have foam tape from Hero Art, but this is the one that was on the top of my desk already. So, yeah, we're using that. And I just cut some strips. Sorry, my chair's squeaky. I just cut some strips to go around the edges of that mailbox so I still had room to stick the envelope in. And I'm going to put a little bit of this glue on the back corner of that envelope so that it kind of sticks to the back of the card a little bit. That way it doesn't fall out and get lost. And the last thing we're going to do is add a piece of copy paper to the inside of the card. So here is a close-up of the card. I really love this die kit, or card kit, I mean. These dies are super cute, and I can't wait to use them again. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have a couple of other videos here I think you would also like to watch. I've also added that subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay warm, stay safe, stay dry, and have a really fabulous day.